Hi guys, hope you're good. Hope everyone's well. Aeon says hey. Snow says Chelsea. did they not win that game? When I saw it was 2-2. What was the final score? Yeah, 2-2. Dang. That's embarrassing. Karabag are trash. That's a bit of a surprise. I think Liverpool might need to give them lessons on how to perform in the Champions League. Fish says, "Is that Prezi? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I presume that means hello, but I have no idea. But nevertheless, I hope you are good. Just trying to get this shit working, but like it doesn't want to work." What time is it? 8 o'clock. Oh Jesus Christ, man! That should work. After 45 minutes, they added over 200 million in value onto the pitch and still couldn't beat Karabag. That's a surprise. That is a surprise. I mean, it's a surprise to a certain degree. With Chelsea, I feel like it's all style, no substance. Like there's all these expensive players, all these fancy young players. If you're under a certain age and you can kick a ball straight, I feel like they would they buy you. But it doesn't seem to be quite working for them. RG255 says hi. Fish says happy bonfire day. Yeah, not happy because I'm right by a window, and all I can smell is like fumes, and it keeps going in my throat. So not happy bonfire day. I am not enjoying bonfire day in the slightest. RG255 says, bro, I changed my profile. Oh, why did you change your profile? What happened? Did something happen to the old one, or did you just fancy a change of some sort? Derwood says, hello, how are you doing? I hope you are good. Did you see the post match Liverpool stuff yesterday? Where they asked Van Dijk, oh, are you gonna catch up with Trent and make sure he's okay? Are you gonna, you gonna talk to him and you're gonna ask him if he's alright? And Van Dijk was like, no. That was quite funny. it was just a kind of straight to the point. I have absolutely no interest in speaking to that individual. So that was good to see. Yeah, it was just funny. RG255 says, I have fixed what? I don't know. I might be missing something. You said you changed your profile, and I said, why did you change your profile? Fish cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is good for something. Is it going to be good? I actually have some in my kitchen, but yeah, the few like I've got the window closed. Like I don't have the window open, but the fumes still manage to kind of come through. When Canada wildfires get really bad, it has the same impact on me. Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. You just kind of struggle to breathe each time you talk. Like at first, I thought something was burning, like in my house, because I've got like loads of lights everywhere now, and I'm like shit. Some of them are good, and some of them are like cheap Chinese lights, and I was like, oh damn, is something burning? But no, it must be the fireworks outside. It's not. It's far from ideal. I didn't see that interview. You have to go find it. You do have to go find it. It was hilarious. So it's I mean, if you just search for Van Dijk interview, it will come up. But basically, they're in Anfield in the corner, and they've put like a little table out, and Theo Walcott asks him, "Oh, are you going to catch up with Trent later? Are you going to, are you going to converse with him? Are you going to welcome him back?" Like basically trying to, do the usual journalistic nonsense. And Van Dijk just straight up doesn't even smile, doesn't even show any emotion. He just says no. He just says no. no, no. And it created a bit of an awkward moment, but in a good way. In a good way. Bagus says hi. Bagus, how's it going, Bagus? I hope you are good. Hope all is well. I am not well because there's fireworks going off outside. But I hope you are doing good. You look like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. I've never had Bruno Fernandes. I get Ruben Amorim. I get Mo Salah. I get Enzo Maresca. I'm trying to get. I've not had Enzo Maresca too much, but Fernandes is a new one. I can't lie. Fernandes might be the worst one. Maybe I dyed my beard a bit too much. If I'm being honest with you. But yeah, Fernandes is a new one. I've never had Fernandes before. That is a horrible thing to say. That's an absolutely terrible thing to say, but it's okay. Yeah. My match has crashed. I'm just trying to restart it. I don't know why it's not working. All the pre-match nonsense and all the pre-match punditry was working, and then as soon as it started, it just completely crashed. So I'm just trying to get that fixed. Mo says sees Mazraoui a bit. Okay, maybe like a fatter Mazraoui. You can call me Fatraoui. I don't know, because I feel like Mazraoui is like extremely lean, which I am not. But yeah, Mazraoui is a new one. Oh, it gave you a warning. That's why you changed your account. What? This is not Man City. This is Brew versus Barcelona. What the hell? I'm having a bit of a disaster today. It's these fumes. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know Barcelona were playing today. If I knew, it's Club Brugge versus Barcelona. I mean, if I knew Barcelona were playing, I probably would have just left it on this. But I'm still trying to find the link. Is this it? It says loading. Bagus says, where do you come from? I'm from England. Can you tell from the accent? I don't know if I have a British accent or not. But I'm from England, land of Declan Rice. And also land of Basmati rice. Fucking hell, this is what's going on. Every time I try to load that damn thing up, it keeps showing me Bruges versus Barcelona. Do you like Mark Gahey in Liverpool in January? Yes, please. Yes, please. If the price is right, because wasn't he kind of valued at about 35 million, in the summer. So now that he's got 6 months left, I'd want a discount on 35 million. Maybe 20 million, 25 million. Would that be right? Given he'd only have a few months left. But yeah, I think he's an amazing defender, and he showed it as well. To be fair, he showed it in how he's been playing this year. Finally got it working. Bagus says, my greetings from Indonesia. Nice. I've never visited Indonesia before, but I've heard it's very nice. I may have to visit in a few years. But yeah, football's really big in Indonesia, I think. Let's see, I'm about 5 minutes in. There you go. Fantastic and wonderful. Thoughts on Conor Bradley yesterday? Yeah, Bradley was amazing. He had a man of the match performance. Vinicius couldn't do anything apart from dive and cry. Mbappe couldn't do anything apart from cry. To be honest, he didn't dive much. Bradley was very strong, very alert. Had a 10 out of 10 performance, which, to be honest, is probably the last thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! Can you hear these fireworks? I'm quite progressive with like most things, but fireworks I just absolutely despise. I just do not understand the fascination. But as I was saying, yeah, that's probably the last thing. It's probably the last thing that 66 wanted to see. His replacement having a amazing performance against his new team, which is kind of funny. Fish says you look like a Gunai. I mean, I have no idea who this is. Are you like setting me up again? Gunai Guvench. Really? I do not look like this guy. Oh, let me fix the browser. I don't see it, Fish. I mean, I don't I literally don't I don't see anything. I mean, I'm like the eyebrows maybe, but like even then I'm like no. He's got a lot more hair than me. I've got more of a beard than him. I don't see it. I've probably got a bigger nose. He's slimmer than me, but again, he plays football. He doesn't spend 8 hours a day at a desk. Yeah, I don't see it. But to be honest, you do change your mind every few days about who I look like. Bagut says Indonesia is a country of football lovers, bro. Very true. It is very big in Indonesia. Who do you support? Do you have a particular team that you support, or do you just watch football generally? Will Van Dijk retire at Liverpool? It's possible. It's possible. I think out of Van Dijk and Salah, I think Van Dijk is more likely to retire at Liverpool. Like Salah definitely won't. Van Dijk might do, but might not. At least you know it's fireworks, and you don't have to get that is true. That is one of the benefits. I can't lie. Speaking of fireworks, another one of my lookalikes is now the mayor of New York, and it seems everyone's loving that. Yeah, the meltdown is quite funny, but I'm sure he'll be good. Fish says it's the beard. Barcelona down already, and they tied it up. Who equalised? Don't tell me it was Rashford. Ferran Torres. Okay, fair enough. Tresoldi scored, and then Ferran Torres equalised. Nice. Congrats on yesterday. I appreciate that. It was a good result. Good result and a good performance. Like sometimes you win 1-0 and you just sneak a lucky goal. Ooh, just over by, is that Marmoush? Take your hands off your face so I can see if that's Marmoush. Player missed, but that's all I can see. And I'm like, who is it? But City had a chance. But yeah, so the good thing about it was it wasn't just like a fluky 1-0 that you see sometimes, which to be fair, Liverpool have had their fair share of. It was a good performance, so that was always good. But sorry, it's the fumes, man. It's the fumes. What do you think about Calvin? I've got no idea who this is. Who are these people? Oh, right. Calvin Verdonk plays for Lille. To be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with them. If you're familiar with them, you'll have to let me know what you think. But yeah, is there a particular team that you support? You look like Giga Chikadze, as in the UFC guy, the MMA guy. Let me see if I can find a picture. I mean, maybe I look like him until I take my shirt off, and then after that I don't. But to be fair, that's a bit closer. That's a bit closer than some of the footballers. Unfortunately, Indonesia had to lose and did not qualify for the World Cup. That is unfortunate, but there's always next time. I am thinking of visiting Indonesia. Is the capital, is it Jakarta? Is Jakarta the capital? Would you recommend that as a tourist destination? What's the flight time from UK? Oh, it's long. It's long. It's 15 and a half hours. But it's not impossible. But yeah, is Jakarta good? If I was to walk around Jakarta in a Liverpool shirt, is it safe to do that, or is it not safe to do that? That's the question. Fish says Diaz, why red? Apparently he went flying in to a tackle yesterday, and it was not a particularly good one. So that's about the reason, to be honest. Bad tackle. Did you see it? I saw pictures of it. I saw pictures of the tackle. I didn't see the actual tackle, but I saw pictures of it, and yeah, it didn't look good, to be honest with you. Ferran Torres has done great since leaving City. Yeah, he has. He's found his feet. Yeah, he's I think he's gone from strength to strength. When he left, because he was still quite young when he left, wasn't he? And I remember thinking, ooh, is he leaving too soon? Is it too soon for Ferran Torres to leave? But seems to be doing well, and yeah, good for him. Ilyas says, hello, bro. How are you? All good apart from the fireworks. I don't know if you've got fireworks. But like I'm right by the window, and like the fumes are going in my throat. So that's not nice. That's not nice. But other than that, all good. I had the day off work today, so that's nice. But yeah, all good. How are you? Good win for you guys last night. It was a good win, yeah. Good win and a good performance. Like sometimes you get the win, but you get a lucky goal or you get a sneaky goal. It wasn't a case of that. Like I felt like Liverpool were genuinely the better team, and they deserve the win. And to be honest, if it wasn't for Courtois, it could have been a lot more. So yeah, no, happy with that. Hopefully Liverpool can take this form into the Man City game. Turn a fan out and face it away from you. I've got a fan here. It's massive though. Can you see it? Oh, you can't see it. The only problem is it will then muffle the audio. It's massive, like this fan. Hopefully it stops, but if the fumes do not stop, then yeah, I will give that a go. Newcastle up 1-0. Why are there always goals in every game? Like apart from the game I watch, like it's every time. It's like Newcastle up 1-0, and it's like Barcelona down, Barcelona 1-1. Like why are there always goals in the games that I'm not watching? I was tempted to watch. I was tempted to watch the Newcastle game today, and there's always who scored? Big Dan Burn. Nice. Dan Burn is massive, so I presume it was a header. But that's fair enough, I guess. Finley has confirmed. What a header, Dan Burn, you beautiful man. Yeah. Yeah, that's the difficulty. Like Dan Burn isn't just tall; he's also kind of very wide. So there's very few people that can kind of beat him in the air. But yeah, fair play. Newcastle 1-0 up. Was it West Ham that they lost to the other day? That was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, hopefully they can find a bit of form again. Doge picked another name that's trying to trap me out. If anybody does not understand that, just say it. Instead of tolls, say tells, and then you'll realize he's on a mission to catch me out. But the thing is, I know all of these, so it's not gonna work. She is so good. Yeah, I'm glad to see. I'm glad to hear that. Did she explode onto the scene? Um, is she a player that has a very long way to grow? Is this the player we are referring to? Kiwi, blueberry, or raspberry? Kiwi I despise. Blueberry and raspberry are very good. Ilyas says, "Can I make a head-to-head league on FPL with you if you still play?" Yeah, of course, of course. Like how do I give you my ID? Like how does that work? Like, do I have like a username? Give me a sec. It's logged out, but like I do check it. I haven't used like any of my perks, triple captain and all those perks along the top. I haven't used any of those. I need to sign in with a. Let me just log in. But yeah, tell me how I like. I got 64 points this week, which is not very good. But yeah, more than happy with that. Create join leagues. So if you create a league, I can then join it. That works for me. Genuinely the best header I've ever seen. I can remember off the top of my head. Damn, sounds like quite the bullet header. And Dawood also agrees it was a good header. I'm gonna have to watch that back. I mean, I'm just an idiot because I said, you know what, Man City, Borussia Dortmund, there's gonna be a lot of goals. And there has not been any. So I will have to watch the Dan Burn go back. Barcelona down again. You are right. Nicolo Tresoldi. Nicolo Tresoldi. Barcelona. I'm sure Barcelona will equalize soon enough. Doge is not very happy at his well, I almost said the word unsuccessful wrong, and you almost inadvertently caught me out. But one day you will. When you do, it will just make it all the more rewarding and all the more satisfying. So I don't know if that I don't know if that makes the thought of that makes it any better. I'm Doc. How you doing? Hope you're good. Fishoria Fortman. Is that your FPL team? Maybe show your team name and manager name and I'll add you. Yeah, let me see. The thing is, I'm logged in on another web browser. So now, because I have a web browser that I don't show on the screen, and I have a web browser that I do show on the screen. So let me log on to the one that I do show. Because you see, sometimes I don't want stuff popping up, but I'll log on to the other browser. Give me a second. Which tab do you want along the top? Status, is that the tab I should show? Team details. My team name is Top Heavy FC. And the reason it's called Top Heavy FC is because I literally spent all my money on strikers and then filled in the gaps. So yeah. Is that enough for you? Top Heavy FC. How you doing, Zame? Zame says, I doubt it's the best header. Van Persie versus Spain or Suarez outside the box header. Those were very good headers. I'll need to watch it back. But yeah, did you watch the game yesterday? What are your thoughts on the Liverpool Madrid match. I thought Liverpool performed really, really well. And even though it was only 1-0, I think if they did not have Courtois, I think it could have been 2-3, maybe 4. So yeah, I'm super happy with the performance. There's no Gavi, Pedri, or Rafinha all injured. Okay. Is Yamal playing? If he's playing, there's always a chance. Dutch Duo says hello. Speaking of Dutch, I'm going to Netherlands. I'm going to Netherlands in like a week and a half. And I know I was planning my route. There's a station, there's like a metro station in Netherlands called Sloterdijk. Like Sloterdijk. So I was like, okay, Slot Van Dijk. That's pretty funny. I was just laughing to myself like, oh, Sloterdijk. I need to get to Sloterdijk station. It's kind of amusing. I hope City lose. Me too. Can you hear the fireworks? I can. Ooh, speaking of fireworks, Phil Foden has scored. And I think that might have been a decent goal. I just saw the ball rolling in. But yeah, the fireworks keep going off, which is annoying. And the other annoying thing is I'm right by a window. So all I can like feel in my nose and my throat are just like fumes of smoke. It's proper annoying me, to be honest with you. There's that, and it's the constant bang, bang, bang. I'm like, yeah, I get it, bang, bang. It's just, stop. I just hate fireworks. Like I'm progressive with most things. With most things, I'm like, yeah, do whatever. But like fireworks, I hate. Oh, and vapes. I don't like vapes. Vapes and cigarettes. Basically, things that inconvenience other people, I hate. Vapes, cigarettes, fireworks, and people reclining their seat back on a plane. I absolutely hate. I will never recline my seat back, even if the person in front of me has, because I refuse to inconvenience the person behind me. Yeah, he does not want to show the side he's being on. Yeah, I mean that is, to be honest, literally the reason. Not that there's anything bad. There's nothing bad on this computer. This is more of a desktop, but I felt like it's just safer just to have a separate browser where I'm not logged into anything and I can just show the football scores. Like I have another browser up where like I've got all the admin stuff up for like YouTube, Twitch, all of that. But yeah, I figured I paid for extra memory on this computer. I might as well use it. Zayn was at work yesterday, but managed to find a recording of the whole game. Great game. Hope you're well. Yeah, no, it was a really good game. It wasn't just it wasn't like a fluke. Sometimes Liverpool win 1-0 and it's a fluke, but it was not a fluke. Good performance by Bradley. That's 2 wins now, so I'm hoping the team is motivated again. And I hope they take the form into the Man City game. Wirtz is on the left instead of Gakpo, which is interesting. I don't know if that will happen versus Man City, but not too long to find out. You did jinx it, to be fair, but all good. Yamal is playing. Interesting. There's always a chance then for you to come back. Ishan says you play FPL. Yeah, I do. Like not like super religiously into it kind of thing. Like I have a team. It's called Top Heavy FC. But like I'm like some people like properly into it. That's not me. But I do have a team. Ishan says that's the link. Yeah, my team's called Top Heavy FC. You can just add me in your league. And then we should be fine. Yeah, well, most planes can recline. Apparently Japan Airlines, the seats do not recline, which I find quite interesting. But yeah, to be honest, on the ranking of things that annoy me, fireworks are still number 1. Because fireworks, you have sound and you have fumes. Whereas with vapes, you just have fumes. And to be honest, with vapes, you can typically just cross the road or anything. Like there's easy ways to get around it. But with fireworks, like if you're trying to sleep, there's no way around it. People were saying Salah played well, but for me, he still looks off. He played better. He played better than he has been in recent weeks. He almost got an assist for Gakpo, which Gakpo really should have finished. So I'd say Salah's playing better. I wouldn't go as far as to describe that as well, but better than usual. Wirtz in the front three helps stabilize the midfield defensively. It does. It does from kind of two perspectives, I think. So number one, you have Wirtz on the left. Means that you have Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai in the middle, who are familiar kind of playing with each other, and also won a league playing with each other. So you go back to familiarity, you go back to something that works. And it's quite well balanced because you have the physicality with Szoboszlai, you have the technicality with McAllister, and then you have a mix of both with Gravenberch. Ooh, that should have been 2-0. So it's well balanced from that perspective. The additional perspective, I think, having Wirtz on the left means there's less players around him because he's isolated to a certain degree. Whereas if Wirtz is in the middle, there's midfielders on him, and there's defenders on him, and there's everyone on him, and there's wingers on him. Whereas if he's wide on the left, there's less stress, and there's less basically less people there because he's out wide, which gives him more time to work his magic. So I think the left might be the best place for him. Hannah says hi. How are you? I hope all is well. Yeah, it was Foden who scored. City are dominating, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they were to get a second, and literally just then they get a second. No, you don't have to guess who scored, but it is the man who is not human. So as I was saying, City are playing really well. It wouldn't surprise me if they score a second, and they've scored a second. So yeah, Haaland with the second. Dutch duo said Alisson, Robertson, Schlotterbeck, Virgil, Bradley, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Ekitike, Salah. My team for next. Is that your team for next season? It looks good. The only thing is, like, Schlotterbeck had like a long-term injury. Did you know if he's back from that injury yet, or if he's still out injured? Oh, you mean the next window? Okay, because I was gonna say Robertson starting again next year. Is he getting on a bit? But yeah, next window. So basically, you'd buy Schlotterbeck in January. I mean, he was a good defender before he got injured. I don't know what the kind of current kind of status is. Hold on, he's playing today. I just realized this is Dortmund. I just realized. I was like, who does he play for? I was like, oh shit, yeah, Dortmund. Oh, wait, they're playing today. So he is playing today. So I'll be able to get a good look at him. I was thinking, hold on, doesn't he play for Dortmund? But never mind. Zayn forgot to mention McAllister back in form. Yeah. McAllister's been a bit off most of this season. And even last week, some people were saying, what the hell's going on? And then in that Villa game, suddenly he completely turned it around. And then he carried that form on to the Real Madrid game and even got a goal, which is kind of hilarious. So Szoboszlai put a cross in. You've got all giants in the box, and it's the shortest player on the pitch who gets the header. So yeah, McAllister's coming into form, and you see the difference of what you get when McAllister's playing well and McAllister's not playing well. So Bosley, player of the year contender, he was pressing in a front two when we were 4-4-2 out of possession shape, then doubling up with Bradley at right back. Yeah, I think I was saying this yesterday. Like I'm starting to think Sabazlai is the most important player because he's the engine number one. So I think being the engine makes you important. A car with no engine is of no use. So I think being the engine makes you important. Number two, he's very selfless in terms of how much he gets back to defend and how much he's also willing to play in different positions. So I think that's also important. So he's the engine. He's selfless. He's the national team captain, so he's got experience there. So that's the third point. He also takes free kicks, like he scored against Arsenal. So that also makes him useful. And he also takes corners, like he was taking yesterday. So that also makes him useful. So with the thing is with Szoboszlai, he's maybe not 10 out of 10 at anything, but that's not a problem. I feel like he's 8 out of 10 at many things, and maybe 7 out of 10 at something. And I think that's really invaluable. Wirtz is going to be a player. That is very true. I liked him out wide. I can't lie. So I hope he continues to play out wide. Oh no, it's not working. I sent a link in the chat, but if that doesn't work, the only thing is email. Can I give you privileges or something? How do I get this to work? Yeah, like if it doesn't show it. Like sometimes it will hide comments and then it will give me a thing. Is there like a key? Oh, yeah, it doesn't come up. Are you able to like comment it on like a short or one of the videos? That might let you do it. And then I can maybe pick it up that way. Nayab says Courtois versus Liverpool. Yeah, if Courtois was not there, it would have been it would have been a lot worse. Courtois always has amazing performances against Liverpool. And yesterday, even though he conceded one, he saved like at least 4 good opportunities. So I almost feel like if Courtois wasn't playing yesterday, score would have been much bigger, I think. Bastoni could be a possibility. It could be. Would he want to leave Italy though? I often kind of find with Italian players they're quite reluctant to kind of leave. Commented on the recent. Let me see if it comes up for me. Because sometimes YouTube is like too protective. Like I get why they do it, but it's not coming up. I'm just having a look. Community. I went into the blocked comment section, which I didn't know exists. It's not in there, but I have found a bunch of comments that are blocked. It's not me that's doing that. That's YouTube. I was like, oh, it's been blocking stuff, but it's not in there. I'll think of a way. I'll figure out a way. Something will come to me eventually. Mother says, you ready for United to batter Spurs on Saturday? I'm excited for the game. Are Spurs at home or are United at home for that? I'm just gonna double check. Spurs are at home. Would you take a draw for that, or are you going all in to batter them? Based on United, I think you're hoping you batter them. I reckon it will be close, to be honest. I reckon it will be a close game. You could win it, but I think it will probably be close. It's a 12:30 kickoff. If I'm home on Saturday, I'll watch that. But I'm not sure yet if I shall be home. Neom says our midfield is so good. So Bosley, Gravenberch, McAllister. Yeah, it's finely balanced. I think they should just stick with what works. Stick with last year's midfield and play Wirtz on the left. I think that works pretty well. McAllister better than Bellingham. Bellingham seemed very jealous of Gravenberch yesterday. I can't lie. He was giving Gravenberch quite a few dirty looks. And he was diving in with tackles, which felt a bit too... What's the word? A bit too aggressive. Bradley owns Vinny, yeah. Bradley kind of seems to have Vinicius's number. Anytime Vinicius plays against Conor Bradley, he can't find an inch. Which also kind of confirms the last game was not a fluke. Yeah, Haaland did score the second. Courtois, Donnarumma, Alisson rank. This might be controversial. But I would probably go Courtois, Alisson, Donnarumma. And I know they have games where like maybe Alisson's better, and I know you have games where maybe Donnarumma's better. But I would probably say Courtois. And to be honest, the different type of keepers and the type of keeper you have is dependent on the team. But generally speaking, like if you said to me, just pick a goalkeeper for a team we're putting together. Just pick a goalkeeper off this piece of paper. I'd probably go with Courtois. I think Courtois would just edge it. But it's very close. Adeyemi with a shot goes wide. Ilyas found a way. Go to head-to-head leagues. Okay. Where's head-to-head leagues? Join league? You want to join invitational league? Have I joined? Has that done something? Let me know if that's worked. Zaim says, yeah, that's a good comparison. What's the left wing is a bit like, yeah, he's got a bit of Grealish about him. Going back to your point earlier, I think Gravenberch is more important due to his role specifically. Although I appreciate that Szoboszlai can play anyway. I mean, to a certain degree, this is good because you almost feel like you have a embarrassment of riches. Like I feel like if we all agreed a certain player was the most important, then you probably don't have that good a team. Like 15 years ago, we probably would have all agreed that Gerrard's the most important. But the fact that now people are saying, okay, some people are saying Szoboszlai is the most important, some people are saying Gravenberch is the most important, some people are saying Van Dijk's the most important. I think the fact that there's a difference of opinion is probably a good thing because it shows the strength in depth, I think. That you're not kind of solely reliant on one player. So yeah, I'm just hoping all of them basically stay fit and there's no more There's no more silly losses. Fingers crossed. Ikram says that shirt is clean and neat. Thank you very much. I did do laundry today, so all the other shirts are in the wash. No, they haven't been washed. But this one, this one I've not worn recently because it's the home shirt, so I feel like it's a bit stereotypical. So I don't really wear it that much. If that makes sense? I need to be edgy and wear like the third goalkeeper shirt because I try and be edgy. But yeah, the home shirt I don't wear that much, but it is nice. Wim says, yo, Club Brugge 2-1 Barcelona. Yeah, it was 1-0 Club Brugge, and then it was 1-1, and now it's 2-1. It'll probably be 2-2 very soon. Ilyas says, yes, you have joined. Good luck. I've got experience in this. You should have told me that before. You should have told me that. It's like you saying, please do sparring with me. Please do sparring, and I'm like, okay, fine. Give me some gloves. Give me some gloves, I'll do sparring. And then you say, good luck, I'm a world champion. I'm like, what? You should have told me this before I got in the ring. But that's okay. That's a good team name, to be fair. How many points have you got? Have you got more points than me? You got 575. How many points have I got? No, I've got 575. We've both got 575. We've both got exactly 575 points. That's crazy. What are the chances of that? That's pretty wild. Finley says, what do you think about Trent's mural being covered in paint and everything? I think that's so idiotic. Because if you're going to cover a mural in paint, don't use water-based paint, because water-based paint washes off with water. Like the first time it rains, it's just going to wash off. So if you want to deface a mural, use oil-based paint, because oil-based paint does not wash off. So yeah, like don't cheap out. Like go to Wix, go to B&Q, but don't go for the water paint, because that's the cheap one. That's not good for defacing. But yeah, I mean, other than thoughts on the choice of emulsion, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really care. Like, part of me thought, part of me was like, part of me was like, if you're gonna deface something, be more creative. Part of me was like, they've ruined it. But the main part of me is like, I generally don't care, I think. Now, if it was one of the other murals, like maybe the Robbie Fowler one or the Firmino one's really nice. If it was that one, of course I'd be annoyed. But with the Trent one, like, I'm in a state where I'm like, I don't care. The thing is though, like, it's a nice street where it's a nice kind of street where that one is. So like, rather than just covering it in a mess, like just paint over it. Just paint something else, if that makes sense. Because it just makes the street look horrible. So either just paint over it in black, or just paint a new mural. I'd say that's probably how I feel about it. Nayab says, why Liverpool lost against Man United? To be honest, they were in a bad run of form. But equally, like, you can't really make excuses for that. You'd understand if it was at Old Trafford, but to lose at Anfield is kind of embarrassing. Oh my God, Haaland threw again, but nothing happened. So yeah, I mean, the official reason is they were in bad form. I don't know if that's an excuse at this point, but that's probably the main reason. Fowler, Van Persie, Tevez, Cavani, rank them. I mean, rank them based on what? Rank them based on who would I rather have in a team, like if I was creating a team tomorrow, I'm torn between Fowler and Van Persie for the first position. My bias says Fowler, but Van Persie did have kind of longevity. Oh, in terms of who's the I feel like Fowler at his absolute peak was better than Van Persie at his absolute peak. But I feel like Van Persie did it for more teams and kind of did it for longer. But you know what? Being unbiased, trying to be unbiased, I'd maybe go Van Persie, Fowler, Tevez, Cavani. That's probably what I'd say. Seeing 66 unawarded, that is true, to be fair. The thing is as well, it's all about making his dream come true, and it's like, yeah, well, now you're in Spain. What dream was that? Yeah, I'm like, the way they did it was like uncreative. They just threw a bit of paint on there and then said Al Rata. But of course, they didn't think about it because if you use water-based paint, it's just gonna wash off. Like I'd rather just paint over it, create an endo mural, create, I don't know, a slot mural, create a Conor Bradley mural, anything. Finley says, don't understand how Liverpool fans turned on him like that. I know it's the way he went about his move, but I don't know. Yeah, that's literally the reason. If he'd signed a new contract and said, you know what, I want to go, but here's 70 million, here's 50 million, I would have been like, you know what, you got money for him, let the guy go. You can't keep him forever. For me, it's the fact that he ran down his contract, refused to sign a new deal, 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 and then left on a free. That's what annoys me personally. And if you look at other players, McAllister had the chance to do the same thing at Brighton. But McAllister said, you know what, I love Brighton, even though he's not from England, he's from Argentina. He said, I love Brighton. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign a new contract, and so that Brighton at least get a bit of money for me. And then I'll go. So McAllister signed a new contract with Brighton so that they'd get money. More recently, Luis Diaz didn't sign a new contract, but allowed Liverpool to get money. The thing is, for me, it's the fact that he went on a free. That's what kind of irritates me, to be honest. But every reason, every person's reasoning will be different. But if he had kind of signed a new deal and then gone, let's say he's a £70 million player, for argument's sake, and whether he is or he isn't is besides the point. Let's say he's a £70 million player. If he had signed a new deal with, say, a 30 million clause, so less than half, even I would have been like, you know what, just move on. Who cares? At least you got a bit of money back. At least you can spend the 30 million on Frimpong, because that's how much Frimpong cost, and then you can move on. For me, it's the fact that he left on a free and he was stringing people along the whole time. For that entire time, he was like, yeah, I don't talk about me contract in public, but that whole time he was learning Spanish. So it just the way he went about it was completely wrong. I think he was badly advised. So I don't feel any sympathy for him getting booed, to be honest. It is what it is. John Aldridge was better. Yeah, Aldridge, or Aldo as they call him, was it'd be interesting to kind of see some of these older players in the modern game. But yeah, Aldridge is very good. Nayab says, bad form? I don't think so. They beat Madrid. Okay. So to give context, Liverpool, they were in bad form last week and the week before that. But then they changed some things around tactically. They changed some things around from a personnel perspective, and then they beat Villa. So I would say they beat Villa, and by beating Villa, that helped get them out of the bad form, if that makes sense. So they were in bad form. They lost like 4 or 5 games or something like that. But form is temporary. So by the time the Real Madrid game came along, they were out of bad form. Darren says, "Come on, City." Are you a City fan? I presume so. But they are winning. They are playing quite well. That robot that you got up front, he almost broke the net with the with his shot. It's like the thing is, even if he shot that like with half the strength that he did, it still would have got in. But like, yeah, that robot you have up front, I'm a bit worried about him. I can't lie. I'm a bit concerned about him. But let's see. Haaland hat-trick tonight? It wouldn't surprise me. Haaland just gets hat-tricks for fun at this point. And like he does it in a way where like he doesn't even seem like he's trying, which is a compliment. It's not a bad thing, but it's like he just like so like nonchalantly gets a hat-trick in this game, hat-trick in next game, hat-trick the game after that. So yeah, I mean, I just hope he gets all the goals out of his system today and then doesn't score. Then doesn't score on the weekend. But I can't lie. When I created my fantasy football team this year, the first player I put on was Haaland. And the thing is as well, like in my team, he's the perpetual captain. If you see. So I've got Ruben Diaz, but to be honest, the first one I got was Haaland, and the second one I put was Salah. But yeah, I think Haaland's gonna win all the individual awards this year. To be honest with you, but yeah, hopefully he has a bad performance on the weekend. Oh yeah, City fan, fair enough. Nayab says, "Who do you think's gonna win this season? Don't say Arsenal." No, and if you go on my page, I uploaded a short today saying exactly why Arsenal will not win the league. I still think the league is between City and Liverpool. The thing is with Arsenal, they're playing well right now, but it's only the start of November. There's 2 months to go until Christmas, and a lot of things can change since then. And even though a lot of things have changed up to Christmas, it's still only Christmas. You will still have January, February, March. So I think there's a long way to go in the table, number one. You've played about a quarter of the games, 25%. There's 75% of games that have not been played. So I don't think we can make conclusions based off of that. Additionally, I don't think Arteta has the gonads to win a trophy. I think they'll kind of continue to win. They'll continue to win games, but eventually Arteta, you know those trousers that he wears that are too tight? You know those suit trousers that he wears? I think he's going to like tighten the buckle. He's going to tighten the belt a bit too hard. And then when that happens, he's going to start defending with 8 players again. And then when he starts defending with 8 players again, which will probably be soon after Christmas, they'll just fall down the table. And the same thing will happen. And then when they fall down the table... Oh, they're showing the Dan Burn header. That was a nice header, to be fair, by Dan Burn. When they fall down the table, they'll blame the Cronkies, they'll blame the weather, they'll blame how round the ball is, they'll blame somebody, they'll blame the Queen dying, even though the Queen died a few years ago. It'll be the fault of everything apart from Arsenal. So I don't think Arsenal. Arsenal have a chance, but if I had to guess, I think Liverpool are still in there. I think City are still in there. I genuinely think it will be Liverpool or City first, and then Arsenal second. Tell me your dream 11. Is that in current players or of all time? NP19 says, amazing performance last night. So proud of the lads. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it wasn't just a win. It was a very good performance. High energy performance. Everyone was alert. Everyone was on point. Nobody looked half asleep, which we have had a problem with that recently. And I think if Courtois was not playing, it could have been 3-4. So yeah, super happy with that performance, and I hope that's a sign of things to come, that they are out of this bad run of form. Finley says, nah, however, man, Newcastle winning the league. Don't you already know? I mean, it's possible. It's possible, to be fair. Voltemade's on fire. My main thing is like I just still feel like it's too early to make any definitive conclusions, because I swear like the gap between second and like the bottom half of the table is like three points. The points right now, the numbers don't really mean anything because there's so few points in the table, and you can lose one game and suddenly you fall halfway down the table. I think realistically you can only really make predictions around Christmas time, and even then, it's they're very loose predictions. You can only really make predictions accurately around March. Just wait for... Oh yeah, what's happening with Vissa? Is he injured or something? Livramento signed a creative midfielder and a fullback. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle are a good team. Are you still winning today against Bilbao? I've closed it. Yeah, still 1-0 up. Still 1-0 up. Nayab's I don't know. Like an 11 of all time. I'd have to think about it, because with these sorts of things, as soon as you pick one player, as soon as I don't know, for argument's sake, as soon as you pick Suarez as your striker, somebody will say, "Oh, you wouldn't put Ronaldo. Oh, you wouldn't put R9. Oh, you wouldn't put Torres. Oh, you wouldn't put Van Nistelrooy." It's very difficult to do. Will says, "Nice hat, mate. Thank you very much. It cost me £10 sterling plus £2 for delivery. So bargain of the century." Should be back in a few weeks. Same with Tino Livramento. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Livramento will probably go straight back into the team. Wissa might be a sub for a bit, but he's a good player. Yeah, Poochie, yeah. Lidl's own brand version. Haaland is ready for Liverpool on Sunday. Please no. I rather he would not be ready for that, because I've just seen him almost tear the net in half with a shot. I mean, the thing is with Haaland, he's been ready for absolutely everybody that he faces. Whenever he seems to come up against anyone, he seems to do well. I mean, the positive is, to a certain degree, I do think Van Dijk has played quite well against him in the past, but Haaland is on crazy form at the moment. I mean, all I can hope is that Haaland gets all the goals out of his system today, and then hopefully doesn't do anything on the weekend. But yeah, second half's about to start. There you go. Nayab said, "That's your opinion. Say it. Don't worry. Don't care about others." Huh? That's good advice, to be fair. Good advice, to be fair. Can I narrow it down to only players that I've seen in my life? That narrows it down a bit. So only players I've actually seen. Goalkeeper. I mean, who are the options? Courtois, Buffon, Alisson. I might go for Manuel Neuer. What's Zaim saying? Neuer, Carlos Alberto Torres, Beckenbauer, Van Dijk, Maldini, Bonds. Is that John Bonds or Giles Bonds? It's probably John Bonds. Sergio Busquets, Ruud Gullit, Gerrard, Messi, and Pele. You've gone for an all time. I was gonna cheat. I was gonna cheat and just do players that I've seen. Um, but yeah, goalkeeper. The thing is with Buffon, like when I was growing up, like Buffon was like, and Oliver Kahn. Oliver Kahn was like the dogs. You know what? Um, but screw it. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go for Allison. I'm gonna go for Allison because I'm gonna be biased. Right back, maybe Cafu. Maybe Cafu right back. Maybe Danny Alves. But I'll go for Cafu. Left centre back. So I'm skipping a spot. Left centre back, I'd go Van Dijk. Right centre back. I mean, there's Nesta, there's Cannavaro, there's Rio Ferdinand, there's John Terry. Maybe Cannavaro, maybe. Left back Ashley Cole, even though he's probably not a nice person in real life, but left back Ashley Cole. Midfield, holding midfield, maybe Claude Makaleli. Box to box, Gerrard. And I'd probably also put Zidane in there. Probably. Wings, Messi, Portuguese Ronaldo. Up front, I'm torn between R9 and Suarez. But my bias might say Suarez. The thing is with R9, like, he's good. But I also remember him having terrible games. Whereas Suarez just seems to be a menace ever since he joined Liverpool and played for Barcelona. So I'd probably go with that. Off the top of my head. But Zame's list is good as well. Ruud Gullit is a good one. And it needs a Barcelona win, man. Have you placed a bet on Barcelona, or are you a fan of Barcelona? Second half has started. Second half. City's new nets look so clean, unlike their finances. Yeah, Dan Burn scored. They showed it at half time. It was a nice header. City almost go 3-0 up. Cross by Doku. Super Mario Odyssey, Galaxy, or Sunshine. To be honest, I've never been a massive Super Mario guy. I know people are proper into it, and that's fine. Like, I understand the appeal. I've just never been a massive Mario guy. Odyssey, was that for the GameCube? I don't know. You played the new Football Manager? I have not. When I was playing on my PC today, it's on Game Pass, so I might have to give it a try. I haven't. I've been playing Tormented Souls 2. It's like a horror game. This, like, number 2 is set in like a church, and like your sister gets kidnapped, but it's a proper creepy church, and you go, like, I'm in the like basement now, and there's like a prison in there. So it's like a horror, creepy horror type of game. So yeah, I'm playing that at the moment, and it gives you puzzles, and the puzzles are like proper hard. The thing is with Football Manager, like, I need to be in the right state of mind to play that. I feel like I need like a clear mind to play that, so I can kind of concentrate on it. But like right now, like, life is so busy, and I'm going on holiday in like a week and a half, so I don't have like the freedom of, there's no like free space in my brain to work it out. But I will get to it. Dutch Duo says, imagine back five of Dan Burn, Maguire, Sule, Dunk, and Aya. Yeah, no one's getting past that. To be honest, they could just like stand in front of the goal, and if they don't move, I think Joe Linton might have scored for Newcastle, man. Because I've got the scores up. Joe Linton might have just scored. Finley will be very happy about that. Yeah, Newcastle 2-0. Joe Linton 49 minutes. Oh, oh my god, I spoiled it. I'll try not to do that again. The thing is, I don't normally have the window open, but it's still open, and then I saw it flash, and I was like, what happened? But yeah, I've hidden it now, so I won't know anymore. Yeah, but they are bouncing back from the game that we're not allowed to talk about on the weekend. Well, yeah, good for them. Harry's bullying tutorials is back, saying, "How are you? I'm on here now." Is there a reason for the change? I'll be honest, TikTok doesn't always work. It wasn't working yesterday, but all good. I've signed up for college and I've got into the course I wanted. Nice. What course? Well, number one, congratulations. Number two, what course is that? What course are you doing? Good header again and good ball, but not the same usual excitement. Thanks to somebody. Yeah, thanks to somebody who spoiled it. But whoever that somebody is, they should be very ashamed of themselves. Number one, and number two, I believe they've closed the window now, so they shall not be spoiling anything again. Harry's gaming tutorial says, I was just scrolling and found you. Nice. Harry says, thank you, a T-level computing, so like fixing computers. Oh, nice. I'm a oracle of knowledge about that. I built that gaming PC. If you ever need help, you know who to come to. I first built my first gaming PC. I built one 20 years ago. I built another 10 years ago, and then that one I built last year. But yeah, it's interesting kind of how much things change, but also how much things stay the same. The biggest change this year, I think, is kind of NVMe drives. So when I made my last PC, everything was kind of SATA based. So you had SATA based hard drives, SATA based SSDs. You needed like cables, you needed a power cable, you needed a data cable. But now it's all NVMe storage. So that was the main change for this PC. So the NVMe storage is just like a card that you kind of slot in and you screw down. But yeah, no, it's good stuff. I could talk forever about that, but everyone might be like, what's he going on about? I think having Nuno at West Ham will be their comeback, yeah. Forest are going to rue the day they got rid of the guy who did so much for them. Harry's back on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube always works. The thing is with TikTok, it wasn't working yesterday. But the thing is with TikTok, right? They make you use their own software. And not whenever, but at least once a week when I open it, it'll say downloading update. And that always fills me with dread because whenever the TikTok software updates, it then doesn't work. And I've managed to get TikTok to work. I had to basically go into the file and screw about with some things just to make it open. So yeah, but YouTube always works. Dutch Duo says, do you think Harry Maguire could take on Dan Burn in a scrap in a wrestling ring? They could. Harry Maguire's got a giant head, So he could use his. He'd be very good at headbutting. He'd be like Chris Benoit, and I don't mean in general terms. Chris Benoit had a diving headbutt, didn't he? So if Harry Maguire was to use that, I think he'd get the 1, 2, 3. Dan Burn looks like he'd be good at suplexes, so Dan Burn could also win. Maybe they need to form a tag team, and they'd be unstoppable that way. If you was on the pitch, I couldn't tell the difference. I'll take that as a compliment. Firework just literally went off literally 10 meters from my house. Absolutely bricked it. Yeah, I hate fireworks. I hate fireworks. It's the noise, and like whenever you're close to them, it's the fumes. I just smell the fumes, and they go in your throat. They kind of go in your nose. I just despise fireworks, man. Dan Burn's a grappler, so no chance he gets done by Maguire. Yeah, I think Maguire needs to keep the distance, because Maguire's got a big nose, right? So if Maguire keeps the distance and uses his nose as like what he uses to keep the distance, he could maybe keep Dan Burn at bay. But as you said, Dan Burn's a grappler, so if Dan Burn closes the distance and gets his hands on Maguire, it could be tough. But I think the way forward is for them to create a tag team. Or as Mohammed says, or whatever Triple H says. Yeah. Zaim says, Chris Benoit. Well, I haven't heard that since. Yeah. Haven't heard that since the episode of, was it Raw, where they did like a tribute to him, and then they found out the seriousness of kind of what happened. But yeah, it's crazy. When they did like an examination of him, they said he had the brain of like a 90-year-old. Because he'd just been dropped on his head so many times. And the thing is, like with UFC as an example, like once a guy's in danger, they just cut the fight. But with wrestling, even though it's fake, these guys are kind of repeatedly being dropped on their head, which can cause serious damage. So in a weird way, even though UFC is real, wrestling is probably more dangerous for the body, and I don't even like wrestling. Like I used to watch it back in the day, but not anymore. But like in terms of what's more dangerous for you, probably that. Harry's friend called 999 because the grass got set on fire from not her grass but outside her house. They need to again, like I'm quite progressive with most things, but I hate fireworks. They need to stop letting people buy them and just do like public displays if you want to see fireworks that badly, because that could have ended disastrously. And also, like, people have pets and things, and like it's not good for them. And also, like, if you ever go for a walk like the day after fireworks, all the packaging is just on the floor. It's just a mess everywhere of like, oh, that's a nice goal. Foden again. I mean, again, I hope Foden gets this out of his system before Saturday, but Sunday, sorry. But that's 2 goals for Foden now. Dortmund are trash. But yeah, don't like fireworks. I'm gonna have to be listening to this rubbish all night now. Mohammed says Dan Burn, the lanky guy, he probably does have good reach. I think the key for Dan Burn and Harry Maguire is to not fight each other. It's just to form a tag team. Tell you what, there's now better than football and a pint. Yeah, fair enough. few things are better. Runnerman Steve says public should not be able to buy explosives. Simple as that. Yeah, agree 1000%. and again, I'm progressive with most things, but fireworks I just absolutely despise, because all night I have to listen to bang, 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 bang. And I don't have any pets, but if you do have pets, it must be terrible, because and I know kind of some pets have like had to kind of go for the vets and have had kind of heart attacks because they think they're under siege. I don't like the noise. I also don't like the smell. I'm right by a window, and I can just kind of smell like burning, which is not nice because it gets stuck in your throat. And the other thing is the pollution. The pollution with respect to what the fireworks let off, but also all the mess on your street the next day. Like if you ever go for a walk, there'll just be fireworks packaging everywhere. I just hate it. I just hate it so much. I don't hate many things. Fireworks are one of them. Fireworks, I despise, and I just don't understand the fascination. I just don't get it. Like what? Like if you're like maybe like if you're like 5 years old, okay, maybe it's kind of fun. But like adults buying fireworks, I don't get the appeal. I don't understand. Firemen came in to talk about bonfire night when I was in primary school and said someone got burnt. I'm not surprised, and like I appreciate this doesn't happen every time, but there's been instances as well where they've kind of been used as weapons. It is literally like an explosive. TikTok probably not going to like that word, but I don't care. But that's what it is. Yeah, your cats don't like it, dogs don't like it, and like I understand humans don't like it as well. I've seen videos like online of dogs just having like and I don't have a dog, but like dogs just having like panic attack and just like shivering because of what they're experiencing. It's just not good. Rich says, you are Mo Salah. I am Mo Salah. If he does not stick to his diet and does not do his usual exercises. Third says, sup, mate. Nothing much. All good. How's things with you? Hope you're doing well. Runnerman Steve spent years risk assessing threats in an airport, but can go. Yeah. It's silly, isn't it? For me, there's not really a huge difference. There's not really a huge difference between the two. I was thinking of that as well. People complain about the cost of living, complain, I can't afford this, can't afford that, that's too expensive. And whilst they are right, but then equally, why are you spending so much money on something that disappears in a second? It's like, look, save your money, go for a nice meal or something. I don't know. And it wouldn't irritate me so much. Oh, that was almost 4. Like if they didn't have, I know you get silent ones now, which are not as bad, but it still doesn't fix the other issues. Rich says, you favorite dog is Presa Canario. Nice. Third says, me and my kids like sparklers, but anything else I'm good. Yeah. I mean, I think it's sparklers are fine. Relatively low impact. It doesn't really inconvenience anybody else. A lot better for the environment, and you can't really do any kind of serious damage with sparklers. So I think something like that is fine. But yeah, the ones that kind of go on all night. Kind of my issue today is I'm right next to a window, and this window is closed, and like the window is closed, but I can feel the fumes in my throat. It's given me a bit of a deeper voice. I might start talking like Sean Dyche in a bit. Sean Dyche. That's probably going to be me in about half an hour. I'm turning to Sean Dyche. But I can feel that happening. It's not nice. And I'm not looking forward to getting sleep tonight. Oh, and the other thing. I'm turning into such a boomer. Don't be doing them at like 1 a.m. I'm like, what? I got work tomorrow. What are you doing? Third is doing good though. That's good to hear. Nayab's dream team: Neuer, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. You'll have Maldini and Ramos in the middle. KDB, Modric, Cruz, Zidane, Ronaldo, Messi. Nice. I'll pretend not to be slightly offended. There's no Liverpool players, but that's okay. Rich said, "Congrats, a win, Real Madrid. I'm an Atletico Madrid fan. Yeah, I appreciate that. It was a good performance. It wasn't just the win. It was like a good performance. Everybody was on it, and it's exactly what we needed, given the poor run of form recently. So I'm quite happy with that. Sunday will be the true test against this lot away. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Yamal to the rescue. Oh my God, Barcelona. This keeps happening to you today. Whenever you say Barcelona have scored, I'm about to read it out, and then instantly you've gone behind again. You're not having the best day today. I think neither of us are. But yeah, as Dawood has mentioned there, Yamal scored in the 61st minute, and then Carlos Forbes, whoever that is, he's having a very nice time against Barcelona. Zaim is critiquing Nayab's formation. Is yours a 4-4-2 diamond? No ball winners in midfield. So let's have another look. So KDB, Modric, Cruz, Zizou. Yeah, that's a fair point. You might maybe need a bit more defensive. I had Makaleli in there. Who did Zaim have? Zaim had Gerrard, but did you have Gerrard as your ball winner? But yeah, you might want to make that a bit more balanced. But to be honest, you'd still beat 90% of teams with that. Third says, yeah, unfortunately the fumes irritate the throat and sinuses. Sip some tea, man. Yeah, that's a good recommendation. I can't lie. It's a good recommendation. I've got water here, which is something. But I just despise fireworks. The thing is, you can't avoid them. That's the thing. Like, I don't smoke, so if I'm walking in the street and someone ahead of me is smoking, I can just cross the road, and then I've sorted it. Problem solved. But fireworks, you just can't avoid them. So yeah, I'd be in favor of them not being publicly sold, other than kind of little ones like sparklers and stuff. I think that's fine. But in terms of the kind of the rockets and so forth, I'd be in favor of those not being sold and just being done in public displays, which I believe they have implemented in certain countries. Dutch Duo says, when I was in science class in high school, I burnt my finger on the Bunsen burner. Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, the only thing I remember with respect to Bunsen burners was you had the yellow flame and the blue flame, and the blue was worse than the yellow. That's the only thing I remember. Nayab has got Modric. So Nayab has Modric and Cruz holding, maybe. And Zizou and KDB in front. I mean, you'd win most games. They had Casemiro to do the dirty work. Fair enough. Dutch duo Iker Casillas. Is that Roberto Carlos? Van Dijk. Okay, there's a Liverpool player in there. I'm liking this already. Maldini, Cafu, Gerrard, Zidane, Maradona, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Messi. My all-time 11. Yeah, I mean that's a good team as well. Can't lie. Yeah, there's very little you can critique with that. Maybe Iker Casillas, but I presume Gerrard is doing a lot of the defensive work in this team. But yeah, it's looking good, man. It's looking good. Forbes was on loan at Wolves. Oh wow. Seems to have found his feet against Barcelona. My finger was red and it stung. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But thankfully it healed up. On the 5th of July every year there's a cloud like fog in the area. Oh gosh, yeah. Thankfully we don't have anything similar here. But is that from kind of all the fireworks that they let off? It's not ideal. Yeah, I'm as I said, I'm progressive with most things, but with this, no, thank you. keep it at public displays and keep those public displays far away from me. That's what I would do. Nick says that team was too attacking. How would you change it, or who would you put in your team? Will it for Maradona? Yeah, that could work. A bit more flair, maybe a bit more stability. I just had Claude Makelele in my team because I feel like Makelele could do the job of 3 people. Which Liverpool player would win on Strictly Come Dancing? I'll be honest, I've never seen Strictly Come Dancing. I mean, who looks like they would win? Frimpong seems like he'd be a good dancer. Who else? Van Dijk, no. Alisson, maybe. Firmino when he was around. Firmino would have been a good dancer. Who else? Salah, no. Ekitike, maybe. Isak, no. Frimpong. Zaim says banning fireworks. Next, are we gonna ban loud car engines? To be honest, car engines don't annoy me so much, but motorbike engines are proper annoying. The thing is with motorbike engines, which again, this is another one of my boomer rants. I feel like they get their MOT done, and then after the MOT, they then switch the motorbike engine to like an off-market engine. And then when they go for the MOT, they put the normal engine back on. So yeah, what annoys car engines? I can't lie. I've never been particularly annoyed by car engines, but some motorbike engines, proper annoying. Have we seen the magic of Ronaldo, Messi? Can we have the same in Kylian Mbappe and Haaland? Says Nayab. The same, probably not. I mean, Ronaldo and Messi kind of feels like a once in a lifetime type of thing. I mean, Mbappe and Haaland will be very good, but they perhaps won't go to that level. Yeah, I was gonna say Sturridge. I was trying to maybe limit it to current players, but yes, the Sturridge would be very good. And if you're going former players, I feel like Firmino feels like he'd be a good dancer. I mean, he was dancing on the pitch half the time. Beast says Messi, Ankara, Messi. I'd go with that. Beast says, is that a Gucci cap? It is. It is also not real. it cost me like £10. Some people say, so it seems to annoy lots of people, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not pretending this is real. This is a fake cap. It cost me £10. I don't know how much a real one would cost. It'd be like £500. The thing is, if I was to spend £500, well, when I went to Canada 2 weeks ago, that plane ticket was like 500 quid. When I went to New York earlier in the year, that was about 450. So I'd probably spend it on like a plane ticket somewhere, rather than a piece of cloth, but that's just me. Pogba was a good one. Yeah, I don't like fireworks. It's not for me. It's not for me. 2016, 2018, Real Madrid. Yeah, I think that's that time period where they beat us in the final. Was that 2017? I think it might have been right in the middle. Beast says, "Where are you from?" I'm from England, UK. How about you? That's quite interesting. A lot of people say, "Where are you from?" which to me indicates I probably don't have an accent. But I must have an accent because whenever I go to France or when I went to Canada, like I speak a bit of French, and whenever I speak in French to like people who are serving you coffee, you could say like "Je voudrais un coffee s'il vous plaît." They 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 know that I'm English, so I must have some aspect of an accent. Oh, did that go in? Like I saw a Dortmund player. I saw a Dortmund player not celebrating, but out of the corner of my eye, I was like, I thought that went in, but he wasn't celebrating, so I ignored it, and then I went on a rant about fireworks. But you are correct. As I then looked down, it does say 3-1, so I need to stop ranting about fireworks and change the score. Change the score to 3-1. The comeback is on. It's not 301. There you go. 3-1. The comeback is on. Beast says, "Do you watch Premier League?" Yes, that's the main league that most of us watch, to be honest. Shall be watching that on Sunday. Man City versus Liverpool, which I'm a bit nervous for. I don't know if I'm home on Saturday yet for the United game, but I will find out. Well, I'll probably find out today. Beast says 2016 El Clasico, Barcelona kicked Real Madrid's ass. I had to enunciate it as you wrote it. Who do you think's gonna win? Are you a Barcelona fan? Do you think you'll win the league this year? Oscar says hi. How's it going, Oscar? I hope you're doing good. The way Haaland runs is so funny. He runs like a computer game character. Nayab says Ballon d'Or is a joke nowadays. What do you think? Oh, I agree with you 1,000%. It's literally a popularity contest. Like who's the prettiest girl at school? That's literally what it is. So I agree, it's a joke. It's a pointless award. Like I used to think the award had prestige, but now I don't. Rodri's an amazing player, to be fair. And I think City missed him last year, not having him. Make sure last year's shirt is clean for Sunday's game. I've actually got really bad news, like really bad news on that. So I did laundry today, and I've washed all the shirts, and as I was like hanging them up, I had one hanger left, and I thought, that's weird. Have I forgotten one of them? And then when I was upstairs later, I saw it. Like it's still in the laundry thing. I haven't washed it. I guess I could put it on a separate load. I guess I could, but it's just funny that's the one I forgot to wash. And it's the only time this has happened. But as I was kind of taking them out of the wash today, I was like, "There's one missing," and then I was spinning the machine around, thinking, "Where's it gone?" The funny thing about wearing last year's kit as well is whenever I wear it, like people get like so triggered. I just have like randomers appearing saying, that's last year's shirt. We're wearing Adidas now. Why are you wearing that? And it's like, really? Does my shirt really trigger you that much? Like, I have to like explain to people that I was wearing last year's shirt again. I not that I should have to explain it, but I was wearing last year's shirt to give the energy of last year to the team, and it worked. But it seems to like trigger a lot of people. But what? Let me just make a note. I'm gonna have to put that in a separate load. Wash all shirt. I'm just annoyed because like I've washed like how many shirts? Probably like 10. And then as I was hanging them up, I was like, is one missing? And then in the evening, I saw. I wouldn't wash it, but I can just put it on a separate wash tomorrow. Do you like soft drinks? I do. I'm on a health thing at the moment, so I'm on only water, no fizzy drinks. Yeah, there is still a few more days. I've made a note to put it on a separate wash. The environment's not gonna like it. Oh, to be honest, I can wash this and I can then wash the old one. So 2 shirts in one load is not bad, I think. Nayab says Van Dijk deserves the Ballon d'Or in 2019. Yeah, I think that's for me. For me, that's where I started to lose a bit of hope. A bit of hope in the award, but I could still understand. Messi getting it. But I think after what Salah did last year, and for Salah to not get any close, I've just closed my mind to that award. Beast says, buddy, what's your name? It's Umar, spelled U-M-A-R. People often spell it O-M-A-R, which is fine, but it's with a U. It's quite funny at work sometimes. You'll have to like email people. And obviously they can see your name, but they still spell it O-M-A-R. And I'm like, guys, it's with a U. And then when I reply, because I'm petty AF, I then deliberately spell their name wrong. But it's just funny. I'm supposed to be mature, but I'm really not. Pro Skills is here. Says hello. How you doing? Must be pretty late for you, but I hope you're doing good. It's late for me, which means it's very late for you. But I hope you are good. Oh, it's a sign that you don't wash it. Huh? Thinking ahead. You may be onto something. Yeah, I've tried that. The thing is, before I stream, like I always have a shower. I don't know if it's obvious, but I do. That's maybe why my eyes are so red. It's just like my routine. It kind of not cleans off the earlier day, but sometimes when I have a shower, it just relaxes my eyes. So it's my routine. And then sometimes I've accidentally put on a shirt that I've not washed yet. It's like, oh no. So I just feel I have to always wear a washed shirt, unfortunately. But if Liverpool do lose on the weekend, you can blame it. You can blame it on me washing the shirt. 3-3. Wow. Is it going to be 4-3 soon? Who scored the third? Christos Tizolis own goal. It'll be 4-3 very soon. Zaim says, what setting do you use for washing football shirts? Always worried they dissolve. Good question. I've never had any issues with shirts. I got loads of shirts. Nothing is peeling off. Look, everything's still good. What I do is step 1, turn it inside out. Yeah? So that's step 1. Always turn your football shirts inside out. Step 2, your washing machine probably has a setting for delicates, which I think strictly speaking is like for underwear, but it will be called delicates. Wash it on delicates, and within delicates, if you can change the settings within delicates, put the temperature as low as you can. So for my washing machine, I turn my shirt inside out. I put the setting on delicates. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, turn fabric softener off. And step number 4, Within delicates, put it on the coldest temperature. So by default, delicates on my machine is 30 degrees, but I can edit delicates to go down from 30 degrees to cold. I do that. And step 5, if you got a washer dryer, I've got a washer dryer, but don't tumble dry your shirts. Let them hang. So I got a garage. I just hang them in the garage, let them dry. So it's very complex routine. But yeah, maybe I'll make a short of it, and then you can just watch the short. In terms of how to look after your shirts. So step number 1, turn your shirt inside out. Step number 2, turn fabric softener off on your machine. Step number 3, put the setting on your machine on delicates. Step number 4, within delicates, if you can reduce the temperature of delicates, do that. So delicates will be at 30 degrees, but reduce that down to cold. And step number 5, do not tumble dry it. So if you've got a washer dryer, do not dry it in the washing machine. Hang it up to dry. And your shirt will remain in tip-top condition. And I think I might have forgot to mention as well, turn your shirt inside out when you wash it. James says, very useful, no problem. Happy to help. It's from researching it. But I've all my shirts have stayed in good condition. Pro Skills says, you are Umar Habibi. And that is correct, yeah. That is correct. Nayab says, Ballon d'Or, yeah, it's a joke. I don't take the competition seriously. Like Salah should have should really have won the award last year, but should have at least got second. But now I just don't take it seriously. Pro Skill says it's just 3:08 a.m. I tend to be fast asleep at that time. Pro Skill says, what did you study? Commerce, science, arts? I want to know how streams are chosen in Canada. Okay. So clarification. So I live in England. I only visited Canada. So I went on holiday to Canada 2 weeks ago. So when I was talking about Canada, I was just talking about a holiday. But yeah, I mean, England and Canada, not hugely different. I studied economics at university. Somehow I got a first. I don't know how. Actually, I do know how, because I maybe studied a bit too hard. But to be honest, does it really matter all that much? But I studied economics, and now I work in IT. So I work in tech. I work in like app design, that sort of things. I would say study what you find interesting. Because the trouble is, if you don't find it interesting, then you won't want to do it. And related to that, you might say, I find nothing interesting. When I was like 18, I was like, I find nothing interesting. If that's what you're like, because that's what I was like, then just study what you find the most bearable. So I was like, hey, economics is interesting. Or economics I can bear. So then just do that. What I'd add to that is, for kind of many jobs, the degree you do is not necessarily too important. Like in my job right now, like I do interviews, like I have a team, I hire people into my team. I'm not too worried about what degree they did. It's more about what experience they have. So I'd say maybe think forward a few steps regarding what you want to do and work backwards from there. And if you have no idea, which again, that's also fine. But if you have no idea, just think about what you don't find boring, or what you can just about put up with. That's probably what I would do. To be fair, that is what I did. In India, 3 a.m. morning. Yeah, it's quite late there. It's 9:45 in England, 9:45 at night. The jersey you wear, that's original or not? It is not. No, it is not. But it looks pretty good. But it's not. Isaac Torres. I've just I've just combined the last two into Tuarez. Isaac Torres or Suarez? Suarez. So you are a professional economist. Do you like accountancy? No. Well, I studied economics at uni because nothing else really appealed to me. But then after studying economics, I kind of got bored of it. So then I moved from even though I have an economics degree, I actually work in tech. I actually work in IT. So I have an economics degree. I don't remember 90% of it, but the paper says the degree paper I have says I'm a first class economist. I'm really not. maybe I was a few years back, but now I don't remember pretty much most of that stuff. But yeah, I guess like from when I started university to when I finished, I guess my interests changed. If I was 18 again, I probably wouldn't do economics. I'd probably do something computer related. But it is what it is. Pro Skills says yes, it's a good idea to choose the thing which is most tolerable. Yeah, it's because quite often people kind of say, "Oh, pick what interests you, pick what interests you." But quite often at a younger age, like nothing academic will interest you. Like I remember when I was 18, I was like, "That's boring. That's boring. That's boring. That's boring. That's boring. That's boring." I mean, at 18, you're just interested in what music, girls, football. So if you're like choose between maths and English, I'm like, well, they're both pretty boring. So yeah, for me personally, it was a case of picking what I could tolerate the most. Yeah, I'd say just pick something that you think you can tolerate, and you think that maybe you'll partly enjoy. I'd say just try your best to kind of get a good grade. Like you don't have to get a first. I think provided you get like a 2-1, that's fine. And even if you don't get a 2-1, it's not the end of the world. Most employers, to be honest, they look at experience and they look at your skills rather than what your degree is. Like my degree is on my CV, but it's right at the bottom because to be honest, nobody really cares. But yeah, just try your best to find something that you can tolerate and get a decent grade in it. And then hopefully as you do that, you then realize what you might want to do. That's what I did. Do you prefer beach vacations or mountain retreats? Oh, speaking of mountain retreats, and I don't know how this is a segue, but Shirky's just scored to make it 4-1. I'd say neither of those. More like I like city vacations. I'm a city guy. Toronto was a city. Montreal was a city. New York was a city. Barcelona was a city. I'm going to Amsterdam next week. That's a city. I'm more of a city guy, but like I do like getting into the parks. I do like exploring the parks, and I do like exploring the outdoors. But at the end of the day, I like going back to the city. If that makes sense. If I had to pick between one of those, I'd maybe go for mountain though. Last time when Arsenal win the league, I was 4 years old. Yeah, a long time ago. And the last time Arsenal won the Champions League was never. So it does make the overconfidence kind of funny. But yeah, 4-1. Dortmund are rubbish, man. That's the nicest way I can put it. I'm afraid Dortmund are trash. But yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed Man City get all the goals out of their system, and fingers crossed they do not turn up on Sunday. I mean, these kind of things can work both ways. They can maybe get all the goals out of their system and then don't turn up, or it can give them a lot of confidence and they do turn up. I'm hoping it's the former. Pro Skills says when Arsenal won the league, I was non-existent. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I think it was before Liverpool won the Champions League in 2005. That's how long ago, and that feels like an eternity ago. If Arsenal wins Champions League, the world comes to an end. Thankfully, the world will still be here for a long time. So I guess there's no Champions League for them. Yeah, just about 30 seconds left. I doubt Dortmund are even gonna get any sort of goal in the time that remains. I was thinking, why are all the Man City fans leaving? But it's just the Etihad. It's just half empty. I was thinking, why are there so many empty seats? Are they? Why are they leaving when they're 4-0 up, 4-1 up? Mother says it says you're on 100 minutes. Does it? Mine says 94. That's odd. It might be playing up slightly. Mine says 94, but to be honest, it's game's over. Man City won 4-1. To be honest, they didn't get troubled. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Dortmund even got a goal. I hope they've got all the goals out of their system and they do absolutely nothing on Sunday. That would be perfect. Last time Arsenal won the league, 2003, 2004. So that was before Liverpool won the Champions League, and before Man United won the Champions League, which I think was like 2008. That was ages ago. What stadium you found the best in looks? If it's Anfield, then what would be the second? I've only been to Anfield and Wembley physically. Like Anfield, like it's fine. Like Wembley looks like a more kind of epic theatrical type of arena because it's a lot better. Anfield is smaller, but I like that. I like the fact that it's a bit smaller because you get a better view. So yeah, to be honest, I mean St James's Park looks quite good, but I've only seen it on TV. But in person, I've only been to Anfield a couple of times and Wembley twice. Time traveler spotted, yeah. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty did not have a great fall. Real Madrid had a great fall. You forgot to stop the timer, and that is very true. Thank you for the reminder. If I don't stop it, people turn up in 10 minutes and they're like, oh my God, is the game still going on? Is the game still going on? What's going on? So yeah, appreciate the reminder. There you go. Been to Anfield, and honestly, could be updated with the screens for VAR checks and stuff. Yeah, I guess so. Where would they put the screens though? Like, where would they put them? Like, I always sit in the main stand, and like in the corner So if you're in the main stand, in the corner where there's Kenny Dalglish stand and there's the Kop, where those two corners join, there's the score ticker that says Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0, whatever. But like, where would they put the screens? There's almost like no space. they'd have to find a place to put them. But yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice because I think you lose that aspect when you're in the stadium. And the other thing is, when you're in the stadium, you lose replays. So there was a Cody Gakpo goal that I completely missed because I was checking my phone, and it still bugs me. So yeah, it'd be good if they implemented something like that. Yeah, Man City just won this pretty easily, to be honest with you. Derwood says time for dinner. See you Sunday. Take care. See you Sunday. Time for me to try and go to sleep with all these fireworks. I hope they stop soon because I need to wake up early tomorrow. Ikram says Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway or Brian Ortega. The order in which you have it is correct. So Volkanovski number 1. Volkanovski you could certainly say is the featherweight GOAT. Holloway number 2. So Holloway was the featherweight GOAT. Before Volk and after Jose Aldo. Brian Ortega, he's fine, but like he's nothing particularly special, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, anyway, I shall be back on Sunday, where hopefully Liverpool batter this lot. And then it's international break. So we'll see what happens then. But anyway, have a nice evening. See you guys soon. Take care.